New Zealand's Test side has been on a roller coaster, winning only one series out of 4 and stepping down as captain after a 2-0 series defeat in Sri Lanka. However, they managed to win a 3-0 series whitewash against India in India, a feat no touring side has ever achieved on Indian shores. This will be the swansong Test series for former skipper Tim Southey if they do not qualify for the final at Lord's. England, on the other hand, is looking to bounce back from their 2-1 series defeat to Pakistan in October. They have struggled to be aggressive in tricky situations, with none of their batters converting their starts into big scores. England have won the toss and have opted to field. In the last bowl of second over, Atkinson bowled Conway, and it is caught and bowled. Brilliant return catch. Atkinson gets a breakthrough straight away. Conway will be very disappointed with this. Full and outside off, not quite a driving length, but Conway got half forward and just sparred at this, looking to drive it through cover, met the ball well before it reached him, and ended up pushing it back towards the bowler off the inner half. The bat turned in his hand too, and Atkinson was sharp in his follow-through, kept his eyes on it and took it with both hands low to his left. That wicket suggests there's a lack of pace here. Conway was just feeling for that and he pays the price. Third ball of fifth over, Woakes bowls to Latham and he hit 4 runs. Woakes gets 2 straight, Latham gets his first boundary, full and sliding onto leg stump, went for the glory ball and it hardly moved. Latham clipped it off his pads and helped it on its way down to the ropes. First ball of the fifth over, Atkinson bowls to Latham and he hit 4 runs, beautifully played. Just a touch over pitched on off stump, Latham prods forward and creams to through extra cover, didn't hit it too hard, all timing. Fourth ball of the 7th over, Atkinson bowls to Latham and he hit 4. Lovely shot. A little too full from Atkinson once again. Bit of width too this time, and Latham drives it beautifully through backward point, waited for it, picked his spot and put it away. Last ball of the 8th over, Woakes bowled to Latham and he hit 4 runs. Lovely shot. Full on off stump, over pitched once again. Latham prods forward and just creams it back through mid-off with the full face of the bat. Latham has cashed in every time England have erred. Fifth ball of 9th over, Bryden Cast bowled to Latham and he hit 4 runs, edged and safe. Full and slanting across outside off. Latham pushed at this and got a thick outside edge, well past anyone's reach and through gully for 4. Fifth ball of the 12th over, Woakes bowls to Latham. He hit 4 runs, that runs away. Latham has been scoring quickly here. Length delivery on off stump, Latham waited for it and used the pace to just turn it round the corner. Man at long leg was quite wide and it just beat him to the fence. Last ball of the 13 over, Bryden Cast bowls to Latham, and he is out caught by Pope. He's got him this time, a wicket out of nowhere. Latham was looking so good and scoring quickly too. That's the danger of this pitch. Spongy bounce and seam movement, you're bound to get one with your name on it. Full and slanting across just outside off, Latham planted his front foot and was looking to whip it away, closed the face of the bat and it just kept angling across to shave the outside edge before going through to Pope. Lapse in concentration from Latham just as he was approaching 50 and he's got to go. Big blow for New Zealand. After a long break in boundary in 5th ball of 19 over, Stokes bowls Williamson and he hit 4 runs, absolutely hammered. Length delivery outside off. And very next over, Ravindra hit 4 runs to Atkinson. Shot of authority, just a fraction short, and Ravindra was onto it quickly. He pulled it away through square leg with disdain and it went to the ropes in a flash. New Zealand just showing a bit more intent. But it not gone long, Bashir made out to Ravindra on 31st over, caught by Crawley. Oh dear, a filthy full toss and Ravindra has whiplashed it straight to mid-wicket, a wicket against the run of play, and Bashir is jubilant. Was tossed up by Bashir. Ravindra came down the pitch and was looking to whip it through mid-wicket, but he went too hard at the shot. The bat turned at the point of impact and he skewed it straight into the hands of Crawley. England badly needed this. The partnership was beginning to look dangerous. Williamson completed his 50 and 33 over by hitting 4 to Bashir. He has struggled for rhythm, and he's offered a Noither gift for KW. Dropped short and the right-hander is all over like a rash. Swivels across and pulls it behind square on the onside, the boundary, raising his 50, his 35th in tests. But soon after some minor partnership 52 over, Bryden casts out to Michelle by caught by Brooke. The short ball plan has worked for England. A huge top edge and Mitchell has been snapped up at third man. Mitchell will feel gutted at falling to the trap, but the visitors have an opening now. Banged in short once again. This one climbs and Mitchell can't control the pull. He did try to roll his wrists over, but the ball caught the top edge and flew towards third man. Brooke runs across to his right, settles and holds on to a simple chance. Reward for some hostile bowling from Cass. And soon after, Michelle gone, Atkinson made out to Williamson, caught by Crawley. A soft dismissal. Williamson has a look at the pitch in aghast as he walks away. Was a short ball outside off, and he did try to ride the bounce on the cut, but it's the extra bounce which undid him. Couldn't keep the shot down, and it loops into the hands of Crawley at backward point. A rich round of applause as Williamson walks the slow walk to the pavilion. He missed his 100 by only 7 runs. New Zealand lose its 6th and 7th wicket very soon, both by Bashir. He make out to Blundell by caught by Atkinson. There's yet another soft dismissal. We've seen quite a few already today. Dropped short and the cut was on. But just like Williamson, it's the extra bounce that undid Blundell's cut. Couldn't get on top of the bounce, couldn't keep the shot down, and is gobbled up at backward point. Another batter gets in and gets out as the hosts lose their 6th, and then after Nathan Smith, out caught by Root, goes straight to Root at a shortish leg gully, who gets low and pouches it with both hands. 3rd wicket for Bashir. On 74 over, Phillips hit the 6 runs, 85.7 km/h. Short ball, and Phillips dispatched it into the stands. He's quick to rock back and hammer it over deep mid-wicket with a pull shot, and New Zealand try to start hitting, but on 79 over of the day Bashir bowled Matt Henry and he out caught by Duckett. 4th wicket for Bashir as Henry holes out. Tossed up delivery at 85.5 km/h. Henry comes down the track to loft it over long on. The timing goes awry as the ball dips and the bat turns a bit at the point of impact. More height than distance, and it's a sitter for Duckett at long on, and Bashir caught its 4th wicket. Total 83 overs bowled in first day. Interesting day of Test cricket. Williamson missed his ton by 7 runs as he was done in by the extra bounce. New Zealand lost 5 wickets in the final session, and Glenn Phillips played his natural game to take the host total in excess of 300. It's tough to say who is on top at this moment. Probably even Stevens. New Zealand was in mind to start with day with fast runs, so Southey hit the 4 runs in very first over of the second day. Slapped, runs in the mind of Southey as he dashes down the pitch and hacks one straight of mid-on. Races away to the ropes in a hurry, but he has gone on next over short of a good length and well wide of off. A gentle delivery, and Southey has hacked it straight to the fielder at deep mid-wicket. Was there to be put away, but Southey could have probably tried to go over the offside. A simple catch to Atkinson in the deep, and he scored 15 runs on 25 balls. Little contribution for his team, and New Zealand lose its 9th wicket. Phillips start his running abbed and hit 4 runs to Woke's cheeky and 4. A preempted reverse lap from Phillips, bent down LWO, and then got enough elevation on the shot to scoop it over Root's head at slip, and soon after in 88 over he completed his 50 by taking the single now, and brings up a handy half-century, shortened into the body, pulled down to long leg, his 5th Test 50. But last wicket partnership can't stay long as Bryden Carse made bold to William O'Rourke. That'll do the job for Carse. He had 1 ball at O'Rourke and he fires in a superb Yorker, right at the base of off-stump. The tall number 11 couldn't bring the bat down in time, and the ball crashes into the stumps. New Zealand have been bowled out for 348. New Zealand have added 29 runs this morning and taken their score close to 350. While Kane Williamson made the runs at the top of the order, it was Phillips's turn to marshal the lower order. England started his inning with Bazball style, and Duckett hit 4 runs to Matt Henry on the 2nd over of the inning. Cracking shot. Overpitched as Henry went searching for swing. Turns out to be a long half volley, and it's driven straight of mid-off. Duckett off and running with a boundary. England lose its 1st wicket when Matt Henry bowled to Crawley LBW. Big shout for LBW. Umpire Asan Raza takes his time and raises the finger. Crawley has a long chat with Duckett and decides against the review. He's gone for a duck. Wobble seam ball, Jags back in on a fullish length to beat Crawley's push on the inside edge to wrap him on the front pad adjacent to the sticks. Ball tracking shows it to be clipping leg, umpire's call. He out on duck by playing 12 bowls. Fantastic bowling by Matt Henry. In 6th over Southey bowled to Duckett and he hit 4 runs, full delivery, width on offer, and Duckett pounces, presses forward and drives firmly through extra cover. Fantastic shoot by Duckett. England starting to Bazball cricket, and in 9th over Duckett hit another boundary to Matt Henry, touch too full from Henry, and Duckett drives hard and past the mid-off fielder, dribbles away to the fence. England carrying his batting in style, and in 12 over Jacob Bethel to Nathan Smith, hit 4 runs with bowl speed of 133.8 km/h. Shortish ball, straighter line, and Bethel gets into a good position to short-arm jab it through mid-wicket. He was in full control of his stroke. But soon after in 14 over Nathan Smith made out to Jacob Bethel, caught by Blundell. Nathan Smith wins the battle between the debutants. Bethel has been asked to wait if it's a fair delivery. It is. Maiden Test wicket for Smith, 136.6 km/h, an absolute peach from the pacer, Angles in, pitches around off and straightens off the deck. Bethell has to play at it and he defends from the crease. Movement off the deck, thin outside edge and Blundell catches it with ease. And same over, he got his second international test big wicket when Nathan Smith bowled out the route he departs for a duck. 134.6 km/h, back of a length delivery from wide of the crease, comes slower than Root expects it to. He stands tall to punch it through the covers, and gets an inside edge that brushes the back thigh before deflecting onto the stumps. Soon after, in 21 over, William O'Rourke made out to duck it, caught by Conway, in the air and gone. Brooke started his smashing style inning by hitting 6 to Matt Henry in the air, and into the crowd. Just back of a length on middle, Brooke hung back, picked it up and just dunked it over deep backward square leg, just a nonchalant flick of the wrist and away it went. He hit another 6 to William O'Rourke crunched, back of a length and at the stumps. Brooke picks the length early, stayed on the front foot swivel, and then hammered the pull over backward square leg, went sailing into the crowd for a maximum, brings up his 50, his 9th international tests 50 in his style. Pope completed his 50 in 39 over with 1 run, fuller length delivery on the pads. Pope falls across on the flick to mid-wicket, the single bringing up his 14th test half-century. But he won't able to shift his 50 to 100 runs. He out on 77 runs by Southey, caught by Phillips. That's an absolute screamer from Phillips. He's absolutely pumped up. He has his arms aloft, throws the ball up in the air and his teammates mob him. The bowling change works. 125.9 km/h. Pope sees the width on offer and shapes to cut, makes good contact and doesn't bother to keep it down. He might have thought that it's heading to the fence, but GP had other ideas, flew like a bird to his right at gully and plucked it out of thin air. Acrobatic stuff as he's horizontal and parallel to the ground while taking the catch one-handed. Finally, the partnership has been broken. Stokes started his inning in his baseball fashion by hitting 4 run to William O'Rourke with ball speed of 145.2 km/h. Takes on this short ball and collects his first boundary. Chest high, Stokes swivels across and rolls his wrist to pull it through backward square leg. In 60 over, Brooks 7 completed his century in his style by hitting 4 runs to Southey that brings up Brooks' 7th test century. Length delivery outside off, width on offer, and Brooke carves it away through backward point, struck well and it races to the ropes. Day 2 stums at 74 over of the inning. Dreadful day out in the field for New Zealand today, and they'll be kicking themselves. As many as 5 catches went down, and instead of being well ahead in the game, having reduced England to 71 quarters quite early in the day, they find themselves staring at a potentially large first innings deficit. Plenty of chances were created. Brooke keep his inning long and take the lead, and he hit the 4 runs to Southey in 82 over. That's an audacious stroke. Brooke raises his bat as he crosses 150, dances down the track, moves leg side in the process and slaps this length ball over extra cover, right off the middle of the bat. Soon after, in 83 over, Stoke completed his 50 on same over. He hit 4 to Matt Henry, makes room in the process, and batters this full delivery through extra cover. Mid-off runs back but can't stop the boundary. Now England started to run faster as much as they can, so both Brooke and Stoke started hammered the New Zealand bowler, and in 84 over Brooke hit 6 to Southey, but very next over Matt Henry make out to Brooke, out caught by Blundell. 133 km/h, edged and more importantly taken. Big round of applause as he walks back and he raises his bat. A good length ball outside off. Brooke tries to steer it towards third man as there was no first slip. Gets a faint outside edge and that's been snaffled by the keeper. Relief for New Zealand. And very next over, Wokes out by Southey, caught by Latham, edged and caught. Amidst all howlers, New Zealand have clung on to some superb catches. England keep going its inning in fast track. In 91 over, Atkinson hit 4 runs to William O'Rourke. To Atkinson will play his shots, width on offer, and he crashes the drive wide of cover, went racing away to the ropes in no time. England building up an useful lead now. After hitting 4 and 6 to Nathan Smith, he got out on 48, but it is a lovely inning. He's having some fun here, knew that Smith would go short, backed away and then swatted the drive through wide mid-off. Races away to the ropes in a hurry, out caught by Phillips. The fun is over now. Back of a length and following Atkinson as he backed away. Atkinson was shaping for the pull, but this doesn't bounce high and it catches the top edge, went miles into the air and towards deep backward square leg. Phillips called for the catch, kept his eyes on it, and held on even as he fell on his back. Enland tail ender playing his role. Bryden Carse hit 6 to Matt Henry. Sails over, banged in short on middle. Bryden Carse opened up his stance, got front on and swung hard as he hooked it, made a great connection and it went a long way over the fine leg ropes. Extraordinary stuff from Bryden Carse. back of a length well wide outside off. Bryden Cast went right across his stumps and got to it, used the pace and helped it away over fine leg with a scoop-like shot. After wonderful captain innings, Stoke out caught by Southey, chance and taken, no mistake from Tim Southey. Stokes departs for 80, back of a length outside off. Soon after Bashir, out caught by Southey, high and taken, pretty good catch, and it finally ends England's innings 1 run short of 500. Length delivery on middle. Bashir ran down the track and had a swipe across the line. It took the top edge and flew past mid-wicket. Southey ran back and took it nicely as it came over his shoulder, and at the end of England innings. New Zealand started his inning by losing early wicket of Latham, out caught by Brooke, edged and gone. England have got one early. Lovely bowling from Woakes, full and on off stump, angled in and just straightened after pitching. Latham looked to defend, didn't quite get all the way forward. In the next over, Conway hit 4 runs to Atkinson, nicely played. Full on off stump, touch over pitched. Conway pressed forward and knocked it back down the ground, went in between the bowler and short mid-off. Williamson start his inning. Williamson to Atkinson to 4 runs, 136.2 km/h. Atkinson goes further full, and Williamson meets it with a beautiful shot. Passes forward and sweetly drives it to the right of the diving mid-off fielder. Woakes might have got a hand on it, but the ball has the legs to go to the fenk. Soon after, Conway out by Cast, caught by Atkinson. Excellent catch from Atkinson. The umpires want to check, reckons that he has his hands underneath the ball, out. Williamson playing very well, and he hit the four, nicely pulled. Shortish ball, chest high, and Williamson stylishly swivel pulls with his front leg off the ground. In 19 over, Cast made out to Ravindra, caught by Jacob Bethel. Oh dear, Ravindra has fallen right into the trap and he's put his team into a hole. Was banged in short with men in the deep. Ravindra couldn't resist going for the pull, but this is dug into the pitch. Williamson and Mitchell playing his natural inning, and he hit 4 runs, nicely played, short and wide of off. Williamson plays late, gets on top of the bounce, and then chops it behind square on the offside for a boundary. Williamson and Michelle hit consecutively 2 boundaries in 30 overs to Bashir. Bashir drifts it full and very wide of off. Williamson reaches out and then scythes the drive through cover, races away to the ropes, and then after single, Michelle hit the second boundary. Williamson completed his 50 in 31 over. He made 50s in both innings for Williamson, back of a length and well wide of off. He rides the bounce and then punches it into the gap wide of cover. Long chase for the fielder, and he's back for the third, his 37th in tests. Excellent knock by him after coming back from injury. Well, team deserved 50. Mitchell giving him support in partnership and hit the 4 creamed. A long half volley from Atkinson. Mitchell leans into the drive, held his pose, and then finds the gap wide of mid-off, races away to the ropes in a hurry. Soon after, wonderful knock by he out LBW. Huge appeal and given. Williamson has just missed a straight one here. He has a sheepish look on his face and waits a long time before finally opting to review. Does him no good though. Was a length delivery outside off, cut back in quite sharply off the deck, and Williamson had shuffled across to off stump looking to defend. Very next delivery, Blundell out by Woakes, caught by Pope. Pearl of a delivery and he's got him. Woakes is on a hat-trick now. Length delivery on off stump, angled in and straightened off the deck. Wobbled seam does the trick, the exact opposite of the previous one that got Williamson, and it was an absolute jaffa to get first up. Blundell looked to fend from his crease, was caught in his crease, and it took a faint outside edge through to Pope. Blundell seemed surprised he was given out and went up straight away, but Ultra Edge returns with a little spike. Blundell walks back with his chin dug into his chest. New Zealand are in big trouble now. They lose a review too. In 56 over, Nathan Smith out LBW by Cast. There's the wicket they were after. Vital breakthrough for England, this because their short ball tactics had been blunted quite successfully and things were starting to look a little flat. Nathan Smith didn't do much wrong here, just got a very good ball. Just a fraction short outside off, nipped back in sharply and kept a shade low. Smith was on his toes looking to turn it into the leg side, but it beat the inside edge and slammed into the knee roll of the front pad. The appeal was inquisitive at best, but the finger went up. Smith decided to review, and guess what? All 3 reds. Southey plays his role and he hit 2 sixes in 59 over 1 that's into the crowd. Back of a length on middle, Southey clears his front leg and swipes it away over deep square leg. Great connection this time, and the second opened up his stance and heaved it away towards deep mid-wicket. Just enough on it to clear routes there. New Zealand need this partnership to make a competitive total to win this test, and that Southey is doing. Back of a length on middle, Southey opened up his stance and heaved it away towards deep mid-wicket. Just enough on it to clear route there. Back of a length on middle, Southey opened up his stance and heaved it away towards deep mid-wicket. just enough on it to clear Root there. Soon after, Southey, out-caught by Root, ball by Southey, holes out, 135.3 km/h, full delivery. Southey clears his front leg to swing it over mid-wicket. Comes off the bottom part of the bat, more height than distance. Root moves to his left and comes forward from deep mid-wicket, keeps his eyes on the ball and completes the catch. In 62 over with single poked towards point, and the single brings up Mitchell's 50. It's been a gritty knock. In 74 over, Mitchell out by Bryden, Carse caught by Wokes, 131.7 km/h. Carse wraps it up and New Zealand have been bowled out for 254. Pitched up delivery, Mitchell doesn't middle the lofted off drive and hits it straight down long off's throat. England's start was not good. Matt Henry made out to Crawley, caught and bowled. A double failure for Crawley, and New Zealand have the opening with the new ball, pitched up in that channel wide of off. Crawley saw the length and went with hard hands on the drive. He was playing well in front of the boy and inside halves it back at the bowler, who takes the return catch nonchalantly on his follow-through. Duckett hit 4 to Henry, that's cheeky, on a good length and well outside off. Southey saw Duckett shuffling across and followed him. He's cramped for room, but he still manages to lap it over the keeper's head. Audacious T20 cricket from the opener. Top edge and 6. Duckett is looking to finish this one off in a hurry. A high short ball and he went after that. Didn't he bother to keep it down high and back over the bowler's head. Sails into the grass banks for a maximum. Duckett, out caught by Matt Henry, caught at third man. The fun is over for Duckett. Back of a length and following the left-hander as he backed away, he still went ahead with the uppercut. He's cramped for room and doesn't get the required elevation. High and straight down Henry's throat at third man. End of an entertaining cameo that's put England in the driver's seat. Root started his inning with 6 runs. Lovely, this is so easy for Root. Preempted the short ball, moved right across and then used O'Rourke's pace to lift the ball over long leg into the grass banks, and England need 11 more. Jacob Bethell completed his 50 with 1 run. There's the 50 and there's the win for England. They go 1-0 up in the 3-match series. Short and at the stumps, pulled through mid-wicket for a single. Bethell marks his Test debut with a confidence-boosting half-century. On a pitch which kept getting flatter and flatter, Bryden Carse was the point of difference between the two teams. He bowled tireless spells and kept chipping away, eventually finishing with 10 for 106. New Zealand came into the series knowing that they couldn't afford any slip-ups if they were to make it to the WTC 2025 final, but they have been dealt a big blow in that quest here. They'll now have to win the remaining 2 tests, and then hope for some luck coming their way. The 2 teams will be back at the Basin Reserve on Friday for the 2nd test. Please subscribe and do comment if you like the video, or if you feel I require to more upgrade, please share your views.